Tonight, we'll show you a new dash cam video of a multi-county chase, why police say they had to use tear gas on a suspect.
Plus, the delay in SNAP funds is forcing people to consider giving up their pets. How you can help keep those pets in their homes.
Louisville looked apocalyptic last night.
And later, new information from officials in Kentucky, what they're sharing about yesterday's deadly plane crash in Louisville. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us at 5, everyone. We have new video tonight of a police chase that spanned multiple counties.
Monona police say it all started when a driver didn't pull over while speeding. The department shared this dash cam video on Facebook. You can see the car's wheel at one point coming apart. Monona police say that was due to a move by the driver, and at this point, multiple agencies were responding and coordinated to stop the vehicle there. Police say the driver refused to get out, only doing so after they used the tear gas you saw there.
And breaking right now, a Greene County man charged with killing a newborn will go to prison. Today, a jury found Logan Kruckenberg Anderson guilty of first-degree intentional homicide and hiding a corpse. In 2021, Kruckenberg Anderson shot his child to death and left her in the woods. His sentencing is scheduled for March 16th.
Well, turning to weather, plenty of sunshine out there earlier today on this windy Wednesday. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington with a look at our first warn forecast.
All you got to do is look at this temperature trend, and it helps tell a good portion of our weather story. Mild conditions through Friday. And then, as I've been mentioning, the rug gets pulled out from underneath us. Temperatures barely getting out of the 30s on Sunday, going on into Monday. And with temperatures in the 30s and you have a weather system, that means that precipitation's not only going to be just in the form of some rain. Yes, we do have some snow in the forecast. Temperatures for tonight are going to dip down to where they should be for this time of year, right around 30 degrees. And we'll get back up to where we should be for this time of year as we go on into Thursday. Gusty winds, again, we're getting used to those gusty winds. They've been around for days and days here. 51 in Madison right now, 48 in the Dells, 52 in Janesville. Zooming on in here to Dane County, we've got some 51s right now at the airport, 50 to the west, still hanging on. Well, just updated right in front in live television here. We got 50 to 51 across all of Dane County as we plan the rest of the evening, and we'll see those temperatures get down to right around 30 degrees. But that track is key for the snow potential as we go Saturday night into early Sunday. Some minor slushy accumulations are possible, but it all hinges on that track. The latest track using Future Track, I'll show you coming up.
All right, Alex, thank you. A 17-year-old is facing a negligent homicide charge after a crash in the Rock County town of Bradford killed a 15-year-old. The Rock County Sheriff's Office identified Carter Petit of Beloit as the driver of that rollover crash that happened yesterday. He was taken to the hospital after the crash, but once he was released there, he was taken to the Rock County Jail. Though the 17-year-old suspect is in police custody, he has not been officially charged. The sheriff's office says he'll make his first court appearance tomorrow. The
Rock County Sheriff's Office says Petit was driving north on South Emerald Grove Road near East Larson Road when he lost control. The car went into a ditch on the west side of the road, rolled multiple times. 3 of the passengers, all minors, were taken to the hospital for serious injuries. They are expected to survive. The other passenger, as we mentioned, a 15-year-old, died at the scene.
We'll have coverage of that appearance and continue to provide updates on this story right here on News 3 Now. And to receive the news directly to your phone as soon as it breaks, download the free Channel 3000 mobile app.
Right now, growing frustrations in suburbs near the Madison area as city officials receive proposals for data centers, and community members have been speaking out against data centers. We've reported on those proposals in Janesville, also in the village of DeForest this week.
Our Tanisha Shaw is covering the centers and how they could impact local resources. Tanisha?
In South Central Wisconsin, there's a proposal for a data center in DeForest, and there's hearings for one in Janesville. And farther away, there's also proposals in Ozaki and Beaver Dam. The projects have got a lot of backlash from residents this week.
I think putting a data center in there is a step back, not a step forward.
I know what data centers are about. As a matter of fact, I like them a lot. They're very useful. However, they have no business being here.
In the midst of the plans and backlash from residents, Clean Wisconsin released this study saying these data centers will consume a lot of energy and water in Wisconsin.
A year ago, we never heard of one single entity using a gigawatt of energy. It is an enormous amount of energy. And now we're seeing data centers popping up in Wisconsin and all over the country that are planning to use that amount of energy.
I'll have more on this story tonight at 6. Reporting in studio, Tanasia Shaw, News 3 Now.
As artificial intelligence evolves, it's becoming more a part of our everyday lives.
And the warnings of its impact on the job market has been dominating the headlines. Our Jalen Banks joins us now with a special look at a story he's been working on for several months, surviving AI. Jalen?
Thank you, Susan and Eric. A new study by J.P. Morgan looked at the recent unemployment rates for college grads. It's currently at a 4-year high of 5.8%. And it's not just white-collar jobs that might be on the chopping block of AI. Those job market concerns are something professors from UW-Madison's AI Hub are looking closely at.
I mean, listen, it's a reality. So there will be jobs displaced by AI. Self-driving trucks launched in Texas 2 months ago. And there's a world where trucks are being driven by AI.
Tune in tonight at 10 for Surviving AI. I'll have more details about its growth and impact on the workforce. I'll tell you all that you need to know from the trucking industry to engineering. You guys do not want to miss it.
Something all people should look at,
Yes.
young people especially as they choose their careers.
Absolutely.
Something to keep an eye on. We look forward to it. Jalen, thank you.
Thanks,
We take a live look now at our nation's capital, where a group of Democratic senators are negotiating with Republicans to end the government shutdown. Earlier this week, reports swirled of a deal that included approval of a House continuing resolution in exchange for a vote on extending ACA health care subsidies. But today, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer refused to say whether he thinks the guarantee of a vote on health care is enough.
And those negotiations come amid increased pressure to end the shutdown, which is now the longest in the country's history. This graph here shows the number of days the government has gone without funding in each of the longest shutdowns in American history. As of last night, the shutdown surpassed the previous record holder, which happened in 2018, also under President Trump.
And more breaking news at this hour related to the shutdown. The Federal Aviation Administration says it will reduce air traffic by 10% across 40 high-volume markets. Now, this will begin Friday morning. The agency says it's due to staffing shortages. The FAA says last weekend was its worst for air traffic controller staffing since the shutdown started. The FAA administrator and Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy are meeting with airline leaders to figure out how to safely implement the reduction. They will announce those 40 airports, we are told, tomorrow.
With the shutdown delaying federal food assistance, it's not just families that are struggling to feed themselves. The Dane County Humane Society says owners have come to them concerned that they may need to give up their pets because they can't afford to feed them. In an effort to help, DCHS is holding an emergency pet food drive from now through Friday.
You know, prices, they've gone up. Not just for pet supplies, pet food, but also for their services and for human services and human food. So our community, they've been reaching out saying that they're struggling and we want to find a way to help them. We want to find a way to keep pets with their families that love them.
The Humane Society will accept donations of unopened dog and cat food, both wet and dry, in addition to cat litter. And you can drop off your donations between 10 and 6 on those days at the Humane Society on Vogues Road. And for families who need supplies for their pets, DCHS will host a food pantry with donated items on Saturday.
That's from 9 to 12. It'll be at their barn. You can also make a donation online, and we have a link where you can do so at channel3000.com. So still ahead at 5. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington tracking a weather system for tomorrow night.
And the number of victims in yesterday's UPS plane crash continues to climb. We'll share the new information that officials have just released.
Plus, the legality of the president's tariffs come before the nation's highest court today. What the administration says it will do if the Supreme Court sides against it.
A check of midweek trading on Wall Street, a 226-point climb for the Dow today. The Nasdaq bounced back from the big Tuesday loss with a 151-point gain. The S&P 500 adds 25, and we'll be right back.
New details tonight about that deadly UPS plane crash that happened in Kentucky yesterday. The National Transportation Safety Board says an engine fell off the plane before the crash and explosion.
Lee Waldman is in Louisville with more on where the investigation is into the crash and where things stand right now.
Graphic video shows the moment the MD-11 transport aircraft operated by UPS erupted into flames as it slammed into an industrial area around the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport, leaving multiple people dead.
Just the heat immediately that all of us felt was so terrifying.
Keela Kennedy saw the plane go down while working at a nearby restaurant.
Seeing all of my friends and coworkers and customers in panic, it was like a movie, unreal.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says despite the massive damage, it could have been much worse.
But let me tell you, this plane barely missed a restaurant bar. It was very close to a very large Ford plant with hundreds, if not 1,000+ workers.
Crews still pouring water on the scene Wednesday as first responders scour the charred wreckage for potential victims. A team from the NTSB on scene to investigate the crash. UPS has deep ties to Louisville. Worldport, the company's massive shipping hub at the airport, has halted operations. The company says more than 20,000 employees handled 300 flights per day and sort more than 400,000 packages per hour.
This is a tragedy for the victims that we've lost. It's a horrible event for everyone that's part of the UPS family and our entire city.
In a statement, UPS says in part, quote, "Our heartfelt thoughts are with everyone involved. UPS is committed to the safety of our employees, our customers, and the communities we serve. This is particularly true in Louisville, home to our airline."
We turn now to our forecast on this breezy but sunny Wednesday. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington with a look ahead. Alex?
And those days are limited with the mild and breezy conditions. Well, the breezy stuff's going to stick around. But the three things you got to get out of the forecast: Thursday night, some rain showers. Friday, breezy again, but mild. And still tracking that rain-snow mix as we head into the upcoming weekend. Well, more on that in just a moment. Tonight, 20s to right around 30 degrees. That's pretty average for this time of year. That's where we should be. I don't say normal a whole lot in my forecast lately. Temperatures near normal again on Thursday. Low to mid-50s, breezy conditions, partly sunny skies. So that's, again, another nice day on Thursday. And we will have some showers then. Thursday night, cold front moves through the area. A couple scattered showers from Monroe to Janesville, up to Watertown, maybe Beaver Dam. Best chances for those showers with that cold front are going to be for areas from Madison and off towards the south and towards the east as we go a little bit later into Friday night. Maybe another little batch of rain coming in up from the south and from the west, getting Janesville up to Elkhorn, up towards the Watertown area, and then those showers move on out. That's weather system number 1. Weather system number 2 bears the significance here for the potential for some wintry precipitation. Let's track that. We just had an update here with our future track model with some rain and some snow showers building in by 3:30, 4 o'clock. That's the start of the Badger game. What's changed here with our future track model, which has been consistent at this, is showing just a slight southward track. Dells, Madison, Monroe, all standing the chance of seeing some snowflakes Saturday night, with the best chance right along the Wisconsin-Illinois state line. Then those snow showers move on out. Breezy, some flurries for that Madison Marathon Sunday morning, and maybe a couple more flurries as we go into Sunday afternoon as cold air reinforces behind this Clipper-like weather system. So Clipper systems form up near the Alberta area and sweep off towards the south and east. Our weekend system pretty similar to that. That's that green line here. But any weather system, any snow event, that track is absolutely critical. So if that track goes a little bit further to the south, the snow chances could slip a little bit further to the south as well. Doesn't matter, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, even we get snow or not, it's going to be chilly for the Badger game, for the Farmers Market, for the Madison Marathon, and even the Packers game Monday evening. Tracking here, that football forecast will do 43 with falling temperatures with that rain mixing in with a little bit of that wet snow towards the end of the game. Flurries, get ready, marathon runners. You're going to need to bundle up. 26 to start off 7 a.m. on Sunday morning, 30 at 9:30, and barely getting to the freezing mark as we head towards noon on Sunday morning. Well, no snow in this picture here. Let's relish in some more fall-like pictures right now. But it doesn't matter if we get some snow this weekend. I want you to scan that QR code in the upper left. Take a moment, get your phone out, do it. I'm sure you have your phone nearby. And once you scan that QR code, then you can send us your weather photos to us, and then we can show them on air, just like this picture here over Lake Monona, that nice orange sunrise here. Thanks, Nate, for sending us that weather photo. Again, coming up at 6, though, I'm excited to show what's going to be going on temperature-wise, at least the likelihood, as we go out into the middle to the latter part of November. You're going to want to stick around for that 6 o'clock newscast to see what our temperatures are going to do after we get out of this brief bit of winter.
All right, Alex, thank you. The U.S. Supreme Court is hearing arguments about the Trump administration's use of the International Emergency Economic Powers Act to impose sweeping tariffs. Today, the administration argued before the court that it's an issue of national security, but 3 lower courts have sided with small businesses and a group of states challenging the tariffs, arguing that the administration exceeded its authority.
On April 2nd, President Trump determined that our exploding trade deficits had brought us to the brink of an economic and national security catastrophe.
Our founders gave that taxing power to Congress alone. Yet here, the president bypassed Congress and imposed one of the largest tax increases in our lifetimes.
The justices appeared skeptical of the administration's argument. If they side against President Trump, that could impact tens of billions of dollars in tax revenue that the White House says it has raised through tariffs. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said if that happens, the president will use other laws to issue new tariffs again.
Well, check your freezer. Haagen-Dazs is recalling some of its ice cream bars due to an undisclosed allergen. The dark chocolate mini ice cream bars are sold in 6-packs. Haagen-Dazs parent company Dreyer's Grand Ice Cream says the product may contain wheat, which is not mentioned on the packaging. The FDA says the bars were sold in dozens of states, including Wisconsin, and the packaging has a best buy date of January 31st of 2027. So far, there have not been any reports of illnesses.
Democrats are celebrating victories after big wins in yesterday's elections. New York's mayoral race drew the biggest turnout in more than 50 years. 34-year-old Zohran Mamdani beat former Governor Andrew Cuomo. In California, voters approved a measure to redraw that state's congressional maps to favor Democrats. And in New Jersey and Virginia, 2 Democrats won the races for governor. These elections were seen as a test of where voters stand on President Trump's policies. The president saying today he believes the shutdown negatively impacted Americans' view of his party.
Still to come at 5, our Packers senior writer Jason Wilde from Lambeau Field on how the team will try to fill the void left by an injury to one of their best players. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Well, at the halfway point of the season already, it's halfway through. Boy, it's crazy. You could make the argument that Tucker Kraft was having one of the best years of anyone on the roster.
That's truly a breakout year, but now he's out for the year, and the Packers didn't add any tight ends yesterday before the trade deadline. So where do they go from here? Our Packers senior writer Jason Wilde with more from Green Bay.
Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst did not acquire a new tight end to make up for the loss of Tucker Kraft before Tuesday's NFL trade deadline. That means the Packers will dance with the tight ends that brung them, including Luke Musgrave, who was drafted in the same class as Tucker Kraft, but watched Tucker Kraft move ahead of him while Musgrave dealt with injuries, including a lacerated kidney during his rookie season and a significant ankle injury that cost him 10 games last year. Now, they don't have the same skill sets. Luke Musgrave, more of a down-the-field pass catcher. Blocking is not his forte. But head coach Matt LaFleur knows he has to make it work and has to come up with plays that will highlight Luke Musgrave's strengths.
Yeah, Luke's a guy that, we got a ton of confidence in. And I think his career got started off on, faced a little adversity being in and out of the lineup with some injuries. But what he does bring is he definitely brings a vertical presence. And we're going to have to put him in situations where he can utilize his strengths.
The Packers will need Luke Musgrave to be productive and everyone to be productive on Monday night when they take on the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles at Lambeau Field. We'll have full coverage of the game and everything leading up to it on our website, channel3000.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for our Packers newsletter, which delivers our coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay, I'm Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
All right, Jason, thank you. And now to the Badgers, who today we learned they'll kick off the 2027 season on the Emerald Isle.
The Badgers will play the Pittsburgh Panthers in Ireland in the Aer Lingus College Football Classic. This is the second international game in Badger football history. Tickets are on sale right now for the Dublin game, and you can book official hospitality and travel packages, which include game tickets in sections behind the Wisconsin bench.
First one in Tokyo back in 1993. Many of you remember that. Badgers sealed a Rose Bowl trip that day. And a reminder, the Goodman Community Center asking for your help with its Thanksgiving basket drive after this year's public registration reached capacity faster than ever. The drive provides ingredients for families for a full Thanksgiving meal. Starting November 15th, you can donate food and or money to fill the 4,000 baskets. Well, one way to help is to set up a food drive. The center has provided grocery lists, posters, and tips to make the drive successful. Financial donations can also be made online at goodmancenter.org/donate.
Alex is back with a final check of the weather when we come back.
The search for survivors near the Louisville airport after that fiery UPS plane crash yesterday. We have the latest.
And more than 100 people in Japan have been attacked by bears. It's so bad the government there has called in the military. That's ahead on the CBS Evening News.
And coming up in 30 minutes, knowledge that could save someone's life. This is Epilepsy Awareness Month. We're walking you through the steps to take when someone has a seizure. Stay with us for News 3 Now at 6.
Well, this weekend is the final Dane County Farmers Market on the Square, but don't worry, in just 10 days, the holiday Farmers Market returns to the Monona Terrace. More than 65 vendors will be on hand every week, offering Thanksgiving staples like cranberries, potatoes, artisan cheeses. And then in December, vendors will offer holiday gifts like soaps, candles, and wreaths. The markets are scheduled for November 15th and the 22nd, and then also December 6th, 13th, and 20th. After that, the market moves to Garver Feed Mill starting January 3rd.
You'll have to bundle up if you're going to the market outside on Saturday.
Yeah, chilly weekend ahead, not only for the Farmers Market, Badger game, Madison Marathon. If you're going up to the Packers game on Monday, it's going to be chilly. A taste of winter is on the way to southern Wisconsin this upcoming weekend. You want to tune in at 6 for the very latest on the future track for the latest projection on some minor snow accumulations expected Saturday night going on into Sunday. But it's short-lived. Look, by the end of the 10-day period, we might even be approaching 60 degrees again on Saturday. Hint, hint, tune in at 6. I got the 14-day temperature outlook. You're not going to want to miss that coming up because it might be optimistic for some folks.
Oh, interesting. Good tease, Alex.
Yes, thank you. Trying.
CBS Evening News is next. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6.
And you can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+.